So we have a special guest here today. But before we get to the special guest, welcome to another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden, aka We Got Next. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, aka AO Shifty, with the special guest back from Paris and the Olympics himself, Steven at Steven_Springs.
Yes.
Steven, how you been? How's life been going? For anyone that doesn't know, this is Steven. He is supporting the Olympics.
Yeah, I told you I had to get the gear for the home team. You know, your boy can't go without getting some Olympic gear. I was in Jamaica for a week.
Yeah.
I am going to Punta Cana next Wednesday for 5 days.
What the heck?
And then 2 weeks later, your boy will be in Morgantown for the Penn State West Virginia game.
Yeah.
So your boy's busy. Summer's like slowing down activity-wise for the kids, but things are picking up for, the whole squad, traveling, doing all that. So, yeah, there's that. But other than that, just enjoying the rest of the summer. School's going to start soon, but we're busy. Yeah, but your boy's back.
So the question for all the parents probably wondering out there, Steven, is school. When does school technically start for your kids? Because I know some people in like Virginia, they say it starts next week. I've heard some people in other areas, not going to disclose where you are, but they start in the 20th week of, the 20th in August.
We started the 26th, which is
Okay.
that Monday, which I didn't know about until I think a couple of days ago. So that came up on me quick.
So I do have a couple of things that I do want to bring up before we start diving into things. The first one is we're doing something new. And when I told Steven about this, he said, I thought we already were doing it. We're on Twitter, and I finally have downloaded the video to Twitter. Clearly, that's where a lot of the people are that listen to a good amount of our stuff. Of course, a lot of people do pay attention on YouTube, but thank you to everyone that listened last week. We had over 720 people watch the video, which is a hell of a lot. So one, we got Steven on. So now we should at least be able to hit 1,000 with Steven. That's the goal with it. And then we'll just keep going from there. So for the hot take for today, we always start off with the hot take if anyone hasn't watched the show. And this week, Steven, everyone knows that I do a lot of season ticket stuff. Well, I tried to dive into a field that I'm not very familiar with, and that is college football. And why in the hell do you have to purchase the season ticket but then donate to their fund?
Right.
That's one thing I saw. The other part is you can purchase the season tickets, but you're going to be on a wait list. And in order to make your way up the wait list, you donate more so that you can end up earning more points so that you can have a better chance of getting tickets.
Right.
Can you enlighten people and me on all of this?
I have no idea how it works. Just speaking for Penn State, like the Penn State Alumni Association, you donate every year, like you pay whatever, for I don't know what. But like, I don't know how the tickets, I don't know how that works. I think it's always been pretty much like that. Now you can buy like parking passes and like different lots, and that costs different money. You got to donate more, you got to do this shit and that, and it's just I don't know how my uncle does it. He used to have 4 season tickets and 2 parking passes that he would split with his college buddies at the time. Like as time went on, they would split it. But I don't know. Like I can't explain it to you. Now, once I start buying season tickets, which is kind of like one of my next big moves in life, is to buy season tickets. Although I don't really need them because of Jay Hill. Shout out to Jay Hill. As long as he's in state college, any capacity, like I'm good. So shout out to the homies because the homies get access to it. So anyway, I don't know how it works. It's very confusing, even from people who I know who have been doing it for a while. Every time it comes up, there's always like, hey, did you guys get this email? I'm like, half the people did, half the people didn't. They don't know what it means. They don't know how much you got to donate. So no, it's a mess. It's a mess. The NFL ticket buying process seems very easy, season ticket wise.
Extremely.
Like it's just like you call in some guy named Joe is in one of the offices in the football building.
Yeah.
Says, all right, Mr. Hayes, yes, I'll put you down for 2 tickets in section WV, and that's X amount of dollars. You want bill, credit card, all good. Boom. That was 10 seconds.
Yo,
that's it. and they send you
you.
a nice like pamphlet, probably, right? That's like, this game is going to be Military Appreciation Day. This game is like a kids' day or some shit like that. I don't know I don't know if that's a thing that they do, but like I feel like it is. Promotions, all that. But college football, at least for Penn State, you got to jump through 6 hoops and climb a wall and do a bunch of other shit before you even get to like that Joe guy in the office. So that's a huge pain.
Yes.
Huge pain.
So I say all that, and this will be the last part. So I was looking at, I would say 7 to 8 different well-known college football teams. So I was looking at Florida State, LSU, USC, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and I think just for shits and giggles, maybe the University of Maryland. Oh, and Virginia Tech.
Sure.
And so, number one, for anyone that doesn't believe that certain sports, college football teams are not profitable, it's very accurate. Like if you look at it, there's certain schools that they don't have it. Now, another part, that's another layer to all this. If you want to work your way up the ladder to end up getting season tickets, you can fund their NIL fund that they have as well. So that's just another level to all of it. But that's really what it is. The only one that is kind of available right now is USC. But Penn State, Penn State, you're on a wait list. University of Michigan, you're like the 1,000,000th person on the wait list as well. Florida State, exactly.
Right. Especially like, this that makes sense. It goes without saying, but any team that has like any remote possibility, like a top 15 program or like a top 10 program, like those ticket processes just seem like a huge pain in the ass because you're just like, there's in such high demand. They cost so much money. And, all these teams are on the up and up. And like, I'm sure Notre Dame tickets are, out the window. Ohio State, yes, Clemson, LSU, Bama, like, good Lord. I'm sure you can't get, you're on a wait list for the next 20 years for Alabama. Yeah, dude. Just like the Packers the same way too, right? Packers, they have like a 30-year wait list. People who are like
Packers, I am like 300,000th person on the wait list.
People who are dead are like getting their names picked for
they've
been on their list for so goddamn long.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
That's how that is. The one part I do want to end up taking some time with, especially now, is the crypto and finance section, and then we'll segue into sports, NFL, Olympics. But anyone out there that's clocking this, because I've noticed some people do, I will be less than 10 minutes, I promise. But a couple of things I do want to bring up. So the first thing is Polymarket. And I'm bringing up Polymarket because this is my only 2 cents that I'm going to talk about the political sphere and sector and stuff like that. For anyone that doesn't know, Kamala Harris did end up selecting her vice presidential candidate. I'm not talking about that part. The part I want to talk about is on Polymarket, you can bet now on these different things. So you could bet who you think was going to be your vice presidential candidate. Your boy has an inside source that was showing some videos of some of the Secret Service vehicles leaving said vice president's house. So I was able to throw in a bet when it was probably at like 35 to 40% chance of the current now Governor Walz to end up being selected. So I ended up winning on Polymarket. I only put $50 down because I was trying. So I ended up flipping that in at $96, which I'm not mad at that. Other things, they do have some shitty stuff up there, and I don't want to say it all, but they do have one that talks about IRAN doing something. So anyone can read between the lines.
I had to put that one together real quick.
Yeah. So that's one. They do have talks about who's going to win the presidential election, who's going to win the most amount of medals. So if you ever want to think of a bet and you're like, you know what, I should bet on this, just go to Polymarket. All you need to do is have Polygon wallet, so a Matic wallet, and then fund that one. USDC is fine. And then you could do the bets on there. I'm only doing $100, but there's a bunch of people up there, and I'm about to start copy trading whatever they do. Yes, some people say copy trading is bad. I'm going to copy trade, especially them. There's a dude named I Am Batman, and this man has made over $4 million.
Of course.
Do you think I'm going to?
Of course he has. Jesus.
Do you think I am going to go against someone named I Am Batman with those type of bets out there? Hell no. Like they have another bet saying that Joe Biden isn't going to make it the whole time of his term. Another one is this July was going to be the hottest July of the season. So it's the most random thing. So you can end up betting on that.
Bro, it's been
that's the first
toasty out there these last couple weeks.
It has.
It was as hot in Jamaica as it was here. And
Oh, I believe it.
that's no bullshit.
Yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up. The other part is, and this is where I have to give my lineup of shout outs to everyone in the groups that I'm in, but meme coins have been going stupid. So everyone that knows about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, well, there's a whole other like group of different ones. So the different groups that I, of course, always have to talk with and shoot the shit with on all these different things. One, of course, is Blockchain Soldiers. Another one is Malos. Another one is Gorons. And those are my top three that we're legit always in the trenches looking at different coins on the Solana blockchain. I don't really fuck with Ethereum as much. Ethereum's a little bit tougher in terms of getting in and out and having the amount of liquidity. Yes, your bigger ones like Mog, this one's going to get Steven, but there's one called Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. That's another one that's out there that people do get into. Pepe, of course, is there, but those are more well-known ones. But now they have different ones on Solana. Recently, Bane was one that ran. Pookie is one that some people have been talking about. Yeah, Pookie has been up there. They have NFTs that go with it. So Mamani is another one that people are getting NFT involved with. There's one called RETARDIO. Don't want to say it out loud because I'm not trying to get us canceled on YouTube and stuff, but that's an NFT that's out there as well. They have Bando Kids, so shout out to Welts for end up putting a lot of people on that one. And that's the main part I want to talk about on that side. Switching it over, I do want to end up explaining some things on the financial stock sector. So one, a lot of people are wondering why the stock market did end up pulling back. So this is when I could start breaking things down. So the first part is Japan. So Japan, for the first time in like 15 years, increased their interest rates. One, people are like, well, what were the interest rates before? This is what it was. It was nothing. They really just had it on the low. And people have explained to me that you would end up taking out money, the Japanese yen, and then you would end up bringing it to the American stock market. That's already a win because your money's going to go up in the American stock market. Then you could just pay back your loan that you have in Japan. That's one thing. So with them increasing the rates, now speculation is that the United States is going to have a rate cut for the first time in a couple of years, just because to balance out what Japan just did. A lot of people don't understand how big of what Japan did was. And then on the other side, Iraq and Iran are having a lot of things that are happening over there. Of course, we know what's happening with Palestine and stuff. All of that is playing a factor in terms of the U.S. stock market because U.S. has a hand in all of that. But then also you have to pay attention to what's happening in the United Kingdom. That's just another part of all of this. Does it happen a lot within the world? Yes, absolutely. There's always going to be various different things that happen, but pay attention to those ramifications as to what it does for the stock market itself. Ones that I think a lot of people should look into are NVIDIA is one, Microsoft is another, Coinbase and Tesla are important ones. Now to flip that over, if you're wondering where you should end up trading this, Charles Schwab is one place and then Robinhood is the other. I told you guys that it would be 10 minutes. This was less than 10 minutes. So now we're going to now flip this over into the sports side of things. And man, do I have some things for you all. So before we start with this, I have 9 to 10 teams that I do season tickets with. And what I do with this is figure out which fan base is the most hyped for the regular season and which fan base and teams do I think are going to make the playoffs off of this. So Steven, which of the fan base, and I'll list all the teams, which fan base do you think is the most hyped for their team to start the regular season? Your options are New Orleans Saints, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions, the Baltimore Ravens, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Miami Dolphins, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the New York Jets.
You said the Saints, Steelers, Texans, Lions, Ravens, Bucks, Dolphins, Chargers, Jets.
Yeah, you got a good memory. Yeah.
I wrote it down. I'm going to say no to the Saints.
Okay.
That's a lot of possible yes. I'm going to say no to the Bucks. I'm going to say no to the Chargers, even with Harbaugh. I'm going to say either the Lions or the Jets because Jets fans are nuts. So Lions or Jets.
You are damn near spot on.
Yes.
It's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
The Detroit. And so I work with a couple of people that are from Michigan First up, Detroit Lions fans, one, right now, it doesn't even matter the price. I've sold some tickets $400, $500 a piece. Like, Matthew Stafford coming back is insane for them. Again, if you thought it was crazy in the playoffs, it's just as insane as in the regular season. And I asked some people that are from Michigan, like, why are you guys just spending the amount of money on these tickets? And they legit say they haven't had a team this good in a minute. So they're literally able to just sell their home, whatever. If they only make $15 an hour, they're going to spend it all on a ticket to go see the Detroit Lions play. And that just shows you what this means to them. Whereas Steve and I have gone back and forth, that trade for Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff was one of the best trades for both sides. The Lions, they care about a championship, but they more so care about being consistently good. And with Goff being there, Laporta being there, St. Brown being there, you have Gibbs that's there, Montgomery that's there, and Dan Campbell's their coach. That's what they really care about, to see a winning team for a couple of years. Now, will I be spending $400 on a football ticket? No. Even if my team was in the Super Bowl, and I've told people this, when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, did not go. I just saw them the first game the next season. But what are your thoughts on the Lions, but also spending $400 to $500 on a ticket?
Yes, I would do that. Absolutely. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would do that. I would spend
not a college team, NFL. Exactly.
Probably not. Yeah. Steelers have won, so maybe if they haven't won ever, maybe. But no. Definitely college though. Yeah, it's not surprising. The Lions are good. I'm sure they will be for a while. They seem to be heading in the right direction. It's rare that like you have those couple good seasons and just fall off. Like that doesn't happen. So it'll be steady, which is great because that's a great sports town. When those teams, one of those teams, if not all of them, are doing their thing. So yeah, it's not surprising. Jared Goff is getting older.
He is.
He's not the 5-year guy. He's been in the league for a minute now, right?
He has, yeah.
He's been in the league for a minute. Let's look at that. But regardless, yes, that's not surprising. This is his 9th year. Okay, so he's still young. He's probably got another 3 to 4 really good seasons.
He's only 29. He's going to be 30 this year.
Yeah, so he's probably like 3 or 4 more good seasons. So yeah, if he stays healthy. So there you go. There's that. They have Hendon Hooker. That was a good pick, actually. We'll get into that. Yeah, that's not surprising that it was the Lions. It's easy to be a Steelers fan and a Ravens fan. Like very easy. And like those fans have been consistent for years now, right? Not saying the Lions fans are not consistent, but you know what I mean. There's teams have been winning, so people want to go to the games. Texans, they're probably not too far behind on that list right now, but like maybe like Houston, they had the Oilers, went away, Texans came back. Like, is it the same fans that were Orioles fans are now still Texans fans? A little bit different. Dolphins, no one gives a shit about the Dolphins. Like, they're not Dolphins fans.
No.
Like, there's no Dolphins fans. Like, no. Like, there's no Chargers fans. Like, there's no Rams fans. Like, if they were in St. Louis, yeah, for sure. But they're not. They're in LA. My boy Kumar, you probably know this. Like, Kumar lives in LA. I ask him all the time, there's like true fans of LA teams. He's like, no, there's not.
No.
There's just like celebrities.
You kind of go there to be seen and stuff.
Yeah. They're just celebrities who get tickets. And that even goes for USC and UCLA. And that's about it. And just like local people who just like live there, just want to go to the games for fun on a Sunday. So yeah, there's nothing. But Jets fans are crazy. So I'm sure they're not too far behind. BJ, his brother, my brother-in-law, and his 2 brothers and his dad, they booked a room in Vegas last year for the Super Bowl before the season started. So yeah, Jets fans are nuts, but if they win this year, they'll probably be in the same spot that the Lions fans are in this year.
Yeah. So I want to use that what you just said in terms of fans, and we're gonna segue one point into soccer, and then we're gonna bring this to the Olympics. And I was talking to my brothers, and I've also talked to a lot of people about this. America just does not care that much about soccer. People try to make it seem as though they do. And I tried to explain to people, anywhere else in the world, Messi would still be looked at as the greatest sensation. But because America has so many spectacular people, Messi's so far down on that list. And I'll give you the example. So in the beginning of the season, because I had season tickets for Inter Miami, in the beginning of the season, I can make 60% plus on all season tickets. Now I'm making negative 15% on them.
It wears off.
And it wears off. Exactly. Yeah. But that's not the same for LeBron. LeBron is constantly going to have it. Even Las Vegas Aces, you're constantly going to have it. Caitlin Clark, she went the whole season, and it still happened. It's still happening to this day. But when it comes to Messi, it's really just not there. And the tickets are not super expensive. For a game right now, you could get a ticket for in the hundreds. In the beginning of the year, it was over 200. Now, the playoffs are coming around the corner. It should happen in October, so we'll see what happens there. But it just wore off, and that's the part of they're going to start looking back on, did they make a smart decision or not? Because of the fact Apple's spending dumb money on Messi. You have the MLS spending dumb money on Messi. You have all these deals that had to put money together to end up getting Messi. But are you reaping the actual benefit that you had hoped? Saudi Arabia is going to get it, and I bet a lot of people did not know. With them end up getting Cristiano Ronaldo and then end up having Neymar and all them. They have the World Cup in 2034. That's going to help them. Yes, we have the World Cup soon. I promise you, Messi did not do anything to help with the World Cup being here. It's just one of those things that people are going to go just to be seen at these events. Will I go to an actual game? Probably not. Will I go to Philly? Absolutely, I'll go there. But it's just something that we have so many sports that are good, and people probably would care to see some of the hockey players and baseball players before going to potentially see Messi, as much as that, as sad as that is to see. And now switching this to the Olympics, because we had some people that were talking some shit on men's basketball. What are your thoughts on the 100-meter dash that happened? And do you personally believe it should be from the torso up? Or what are your thoughts? For anyone that doesn't know, Noah Lyles came in first, Jamaica was second, and then Kernsley was third.
I didn't know about the torso thing until, I'm sure everybody else found out right afterwards. Shout out to Mike Tirico for giving us that breakdown.
Shout out.
I don't really care. Like, we're not going to hear from Noah Lyles, for another 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, if he was like in like a every year sport that was on like, ESPN and Fox or CBS or whatever, like, a few months of the year. Yeah. Like, maybe be kind of annoying, but like, good for him, dude. Like, now I will say his time of 9.79, I think it was, is crazy. But I looked up where he ranked. He was like the 44th fastest time behind, a bunch of guys, but mainly Usain Bolt a bunch of times.
Yeah.
9.58 is nuts, dude. Nuts. I forgot about that. What?
No, he was doing it, and people weren't even around him when he was
flying, dude. Flying. But yeah, good for him, dude. He's won the 100-meter dash in the Olympics. Like, are you kidding me? That is like the ultimate, like event in the Olympics that people, no matter what, like, I'm not as into the gymnastics and like glued to it as like my wife is. But like the 100-meter dash, when that is. Like, you're gonna watch it because it's like it's 9 seconds and it's just 6 dudes just run as fast as humanly possible trying to break a sound barrier. So yeah, good for him, dude. It was close as shit though. Close as shit. That's unbelievable how that worked. Speaking of basketball though, dude, no one is beating this team. This men's team. Like, no.
And
Canada,
and it's not even
Canada's gone. Bro, we have the starting lineup today was, I think, Steph, Book, LeBron, Embiid, and Drew Holiday. Okay. Our next 5 was AD, KD, Bam, I forget, Anthony Edwards, and then I think dude from the White came in. So we have the 2, like, that second starting 5 is better than everybody else in the world too.
Yes.
Like, we could have 2 USA teams, just 5-on-5, and we would dominate everybody. Like, we'd still dominate. No one's beating this team, and the conversation is obviously, the dream team versus this team. bro, this team would dominate probably every other team that we put out there since '92, and that includes. I'm a personal fan of the 2012 team, Kobe's last year, KD, LeBron, all those guys, a young Anthony Davis. But this team is just like there's so many different ways that we can beat you inside, mid range, three. Like yes, it's great. No one's beating this team. Canada's gone. Shout out to Dylan Brooks. Shout out to Jamal Murray. Get out of here. France, like, nah, dude. Serbia, no, they have Jokic. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these countries, like, don't have anything else.
Yeah.
You got Giannis. Okay, cool. Like, that's it, dude. Like, we have LeBron, Kevin Durant.
Greece is gone.
Huh?
Greece is gone.
Even better. Like, we have LeBron, Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry. Like, we have so many of, like we have, like, the top players in the world, dude. Like, in the world. We are the best. You know what's crazy? I was talking to somebody about this. This is a complete, not left turn, but, like, just overall talking about all this shit, like, all the sports in the Olympics. Like, it's so dope that our country has, like, the best athletes in the world. Like every Olympics, fall, winter, or summer, winter, we dominate. Now, I know, like, teams like countries like Japan, they have billions of people, right? And, like, they have a ton of athletes, so they're always getting gold and whatever, like some obscure sports, and we kind of have those too. But, like, shot put, discus, gymnastics, basketball, swimming, track now. Like, first time in 20 years that we've gotten gold in the 100-meter dash. Like, we have,
I know.
Like, we have, like, some of the premier, like, humans on the world in the U.S., like, born and raised in the U.S. No, like, we cannot have that. You know what I mean? Like, we can easily be, like, one of the countries who don't have that. We get, like, maybe one athlete, but we fucking dominate every 4 years. Every 4 years. And it's like, we just keep sending this throw them out there. Like, and all right, cool. Michael Phelps is gone. Dope. We got Katie Ledecky dominating shit. And
she is killing it.
Gymnast after gymnast after gymnast. Like, fencing, we're killing it. Like, it's dope to see. Like, every 4 years, there's just, like, a new wave of, like, the premier athletes in the world, and we dominate every 4 years, and it's great to see. Great to see.
The other part people don't even realize, we end up winning the 1500 meter for starters.
Yes.
I used to think water polo was probably one of my most impressive sports to watch. Do you understand 1500 meters is 0.93 miles? They run that in under 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 4 minutes. So they're running under a 5-minute mile.
Yeah.
With ease.
It doesn't look like that.
No.
It looks like it does not look that fast in any capacity.
No.
But it is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Their strides are just like it's nuts, dude. They're not big dudes. Like, they're probably like 5'8", 5'9". Like, no one's probably 6 feet on those races. But their strides are crazy, dude. Like, you forget, like, how elite some of these people are at what they do, and they train all their life for these events. Like, that dude who did the pole vault, who broke the world record for the pole vaulting.
Oh, insane! Yeah.
Where was he from? Brazil or something like that?
No, I think it was Ukraine. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but dude, that's incredible. And there's dude, there's one person in the world who can do that, and it's that guy. There's only one person who's like the best swimmer in the world. That's Katie Ledecky, fastest man in the world. Like, give him the title, dude. Like, these athletes are just nuts. Like, the best of the best human beings on the planet. And when it comes to pure athleticism and, like, mental, like just everything, just top to bottom. You're just the best human in the world. Crazy.
Yep.
And here we are.
Exactly.
Where are we on that totem pole? Where are we at? Oh, shout out to fucking Scotty Scheffler. We were the best golfer in the world. We have the best, like, our women's soccer team. The men's soccer team thing bothers me. How do we have this many people in the United States and we have we're gone already?
I was talking to people. So the Olympic team for our soccer team was not going to do well. It's like U23 or U24. Right. It wasn't expecting that. But in the World Cup, we really should not be in there. But partially because we are hosting the World Cup, we will be in there. and we will be disintegrated super early. Like, it does not even matter. You're telling me you're going up against Argentina, Brazil, Spain, France, Italy, Germany, Belgium? No, they're not winning. They're not even getting out of group play at that. I didn't even say Portugal. Like, they're not doing it. Yeah. And so the other part to that is, yes, U.S. men's soccer is bad. Did you see the 3-on-3 team?
Oof.
You lost 21-6.
Oof. Yeah,
and the best player was
I to send out some of the big three teams.
Yeah. So he's a smart marketing person because they're not going to say yes to it, but just keep putting their name out there. Someone will bite.
Isn't football going to be an Olympic sport soon?
Flag football, yep. In 4 years.
Yeah, let's not even worry about that.
But so the crazy part about that is, Steven, they were explaining the 3-on-3 event that happens in the Olympics consists when they're playing in the NBA. So it doesn't allow them to even compete in any of the 3-on-3 games. But the flag football, the NFL players should be eligible for it, which is how it should be. And I promise you, one of the toughest competitions is going to be quarterback. Like, who are you going to start at quarterback?
I mean, probably Patrick Mahomes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Marketability. We talk about Caitlin Clark. That's marketability. You're going to put your most marketable person in 4 years. He's still going to be fine. He's going to be quarterback age. You're going to have all the wide receivers, a plethora. You're going to have all the tight ends in the world to choose from. Sam Laporta, Trey McBride, Mark Andrews will probably be on the way out. But you'll have all these people to choose from to do it. Where else? You're going to have to get rugby players from other countries to end up playing against you.
Yep. Ain't going to work.
So that's the smart part on that side. The other part is, did you hear about what they're trying to do with a Champions League-esque thing for basketball?
No.
Okay, so essentially what they're doing, part of it is Noah Lyles talked about like that whole world champions of what? In the Champions League in UEFA, so for anyone that doesn't know, football in Europe, they have it whereas the best team in like England and of course the best team in Spain, they'll all play. So they're trying to keep something similar to that in the NBA, well, in basketball, whereas I assume the champion of the NBA will end up playing whoever wins in Greece will play whoever wins like other places. So
like after the season's over.
That's the thing. I assume after the season's over, and they would of course cut the season down to allow for that.
I'd be down for that. Like they have those Euro leagues over there, right?
Yep.
But you have to have like a tournament for like the Japan League and all those like top tier ones, whatever. There's not that many of them, but then like if the Mavs win the NBA title, is Luka going to play for the Mavs or is he going to go play for Slovenia? Right? How's that going to work?
So it wouldn't be that way. It would be your club team. So whoever the club champion is. So Luka would still have to play for Dallas.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm down for that. Sign me up. More hoops? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People were hating on the in-season tournament. Dude, just
I know.
More. It's like better basketball. It's basketball, dude. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. It's one more game.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the final part with the Olympics and then also basketball. We're going to get into the final division so that after this we can start breaking down fantasy football and then also positional rankings. So for anyone that doesn't know, we started with the AFC. We did all 4 divisions. We went to the NFC. We did 3 of the divisions. So we did the West, we did the East, and we did the South. And now we're on the final one, which is the North. Mm-hmm. Anyone that doesn't know who's in the North, we have the Vikings, we have the Lions, we have the Bears, we have the Packers. The teams that made the playoffs last year from that division, you have the Lions and the Packers that both ended up making it. The Lions ended up making it 1 game away from the Super Bowl, basically, which was a big thing for them. Packers upset the Cowboys over there. A couple of things. So I'll start off. So quarterback-wise, this was a tough one because I went back and forth with Jordan Love and Jared Goff. I ended up going with Jared Goff just because he's kind of the older one in the quarterback room over there. Running back, that was much easier for me. I ended up going with the Lions. When you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, that was kind of easy for me to end up choosing. Wide receivers, this was close. So one, Jordan Addison, I need you to get your shit together because Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson should walk away with that belt over there. But then you have the Bears, and they have Rome Odunze, they have DJ Moore, and you have Keenan Allen. Solid wide receiver room. So just on that alone, I'm not talking about who's going to throw it to them or how they're going to get the ball. I'm going to go with the Bears. And this is legit not what I had on paper, but after saying it out loud, having Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, you kind of have to go there. Justin Jefferson is by far the best wide receiver, but it's not who's the best wide receiver in the division. It's who's the best wide receiver room. And then tight end, Sam Laporta. I don't really need to say anybody else over there. TJ Hawkinson, if he is healthy, he can put up an argument for it. Cole Kmet is just a safety valve over there. And the Packers, ever since they don't have Bubba Franks and all the ones up there, I'm not really going with them. O-line, I have to go with the Lions just because you have both of those running backs that were solid for you. And then for D-line, this is the tough – well, defense in total, I'm still on the fence about that one. Mm-hmm. I have to go with the Lions because of what they did, but the Bears have a good defense. It really was what the hell were they doing on offense? What are your thoughts on that? Go off of yours, and then if you want, you can segue right into the picks too.
All right. Yeah, I can't really disagree with those. What did you say for quarterback? You said the Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Quarterback, I'm going with the Bears. I still don't think the Bears
even played it down.
I still don't think the Bears should have traded Justin Fields. I also would have said the same thing had they still had Justin Fields. I'm a big Caleb Williams fan. I love the receiver room: DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. I think Rome Odunze is going to be really good. I think that both. I can't remember the other receiver from Washington, but I think he's going to be really good too. But I think Rome Odunze, like I said this also, they had Caleb Williams or they had Justin Fields. I think, they probably trade somehow and get Marvin Harrison Jr. But regardless, I like Rome Odunze. Love him actually. DeAndre Swift, another weapon, and if he's healthy and he's like active in the offense, which he should be,
good one.
That's going to take a lot of stress off of Caleb Williams. It's going to open up a lot more in the pass game, and Caleb Williams can also do a little bit of damage with his feet. I wouldn't expect it, but I do expect Caleb Williams to have a much better season than people think he's going to have. Now, offensive line is kind of trash. So that needs to change. They just need to be like average or like slightly above. You don't need to have like all pros across the board. I said the same thing about Penn State football for the longest time. I don't need Wisconsin's offensive line of 5, 6, 8 white dudes. I don't need that. I don't need all Americans. I just need average. Like give me average, slightly above. We'll be all right. That's all the Bears need. They don't need to have the best offensive line in football. Running backs, I'm going to go with the Lions. I love David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. I think Gibbs could probably start, but it is what it is. All of these wide receiver rooms are like not terrible.
No.
Justin Jefferson obviously is one of the top 2 receivers in the league. Yes, Jordan Addison, get your shit together. That'd be huge for them. Sam Laporta, that's an easy one. Offensive line, easy one. Lions as well. Defense. Probably. Oh man, that's really tough. First of all, Harrison Smith's been in the league for a long time.
He has. I'll
probably go with the Bears. They got really good players, like one really good player at each level. Montez Sweat, Tremaine Edmonds, like can be good. And Jaquan Brisker, shout out to Penn State. So I'll give, but man, I like the Lions defense though. Aiden Hutchinson's a dog, but he's like far and away the best player on that defense. Packers defense, sneaky good, but I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the Bears. So yes, quarterback Bears, receivers Bears, running back Lions, tight end Lions, offensive line Lions, defense Bears. Okay, I'll just keep going with the draft. I don't like the Caleb Williams pick. Like, I think Justin Fields is better. I think you're going to see that in Pittsburgh. Like, just give him what you should have given him in Chicago and watch him flourish. Like again, it's simple shit, but so overthought sometimes. But I think to replace him, I think that's a really good replacement for the Bears. So as much as I don't like the pick, I kind of do, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but whatever. Let's see here. I think the worst pick is JJ McCarthy. I think he's trash. I don't think, it's not because he's a Michigan guy and I'm a Penn State guy. Like, that has something to do with it. But like, I didn't think CJ Stroud was trash. Like, he's legit. JJ McCarthy's not. Like, they don't have a good run game. Like, it's like they're going to call upon him to do a lot. Right now, I think Sam Darnold is listed ahead of him on the depth chart, which he should be, because JJ McCarthy is trash. Like, he was inaccurate at times in college. Like, I just don't see him being the guy who can lead an offense as a quarterback to like make those throws consistently, like time and time again in the league. I do like their other first round pick in Dallas Turner, linebacker from Alabama. I think that can help because they lost to Neil Hunter, so I don't mind that pick. But I don't like McCarthy. Okay, not picking the Caleb Williams one. I would say Rome Odunze is the best pick in that overall divisional draft. Does that make sense? That I don't like the Justin Fields of the Caleb Williams pick, but I do like it because like if you're going to replace him with somebody, you might as well replace him with the next best thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Rome Odunze, best pick. JJ McCarthy, worst pick.
So I have three. The first one you're going to be surprised with, but I love my specialty pieces.
Of course.
And the first one is the 6'1" kicker from Alabama who ended up going to Minnesota Vikings. Is it Will Reichard?
Reichard.
Yeah, that guy. So, if you're a kicker, huh?
He was there for 4 years. He's a good kicker.
Exactly. If you're getting drafted as a kicker, that kind of just says all you need to say. I've seen him a couple of times. Solid. You got recruited to go to Alabama. I don't think Nick Saban was just blindly just picking out kickers out there. Plus, you kind of see how the games are, especially in the Iron Bowl and various different games. It comes down to kicks. So that's the first one. Another thing that does help Will Reichard is the fact that they play in a dome. So you're telling me 8 games are going to be in that dome. No matter what, you have everything you need on that side. And then if you look, there's only one team in that division, 2 technically, that play outside. So no matter what, when you're playing in Minnesota or when you're playing in Detroit, you're playing in a dome regardless. Chicago, all right, you know what? They want to do some random shit, but their new stadium apparently might be in a dome if they end up going that way. The Packers are just wild. I don't understand why any team in the NFC North is actually playing outside in 2024. But if that's what you want to do, so be it. The other one I have is Jacob Monk from Duke, center. I just love my centers because you see what Jason Kelsey does. They're kind of the anchor for a lot of things. So you got a smart dude that's going to be at center, hopefully down the line, years to come. So that is an important pick there. The other one I do have is a Mizzou guy. I forgot what I wrote down for him. Yeah, but so that's my other one. Forget, where did he end up going?
To Lions.
He was, yes, that one.
Enos.
Yeah. So, all right. So if you looked at my screen, you would legit just see a bunch of different pages that are coming up with a bunch of different draft ones. But yes, Enos Rakestraw Jr. out of Missouri. So one cornerback. If you looked at the draft for them, the Lions, they chose more than one cornerback. They actually have 2 cornerbacks and then they have a safety that they pick. Clearly, it just shows you the 2 places that they care about. The O-line, because you end up seeing 2 different offensive linemen, and then you have 3 defensive in the secondary. So that's kind of a place. We try not to go with a lot of first round draft picks unless that's our best pick. So that's the one I ended up going with over there. But this division, it's kind of going through the focus of what the hell are the Chicago Bears doing? Like, none of this really matters as long as Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze do something over there.
Sure.
Now, going back to all of this, we have our 4 teams. Which team do you think, one, is going to take home the NFC North, and 2, do you think another team makes the playoffs?
Yes. Notice we can talk about Jordan Love at all, really. I don't really trust him.
No.
Not yet. I think the Lions win. I think the Bears or the Packers can make the playoffs, but it just obviously it hinges on the quarterback play. I definitely think. I keep wanting to say Justin Fields. I definitely think that Caleb Williams can take the Bears to the playoffs because of the offense, because of who he has. Keenan Allen's veteran. I know he's been on some, I think maybe one or 2 playoff teams, but he's been in the league for a hot second. The bum ass shoulder, but he's still doing it at a high level. So we'll see how he fares in the cold, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's gotta be a complete difference when you go from playing in LA for your entire career or San Diego, whatever, and then you go to Chicago, which is you get 2 weeks of good weather, then it's just winter. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to say that the Lions will do it, and if another team does make it, I'm going to pick the Bears because I trust that team more for some reason than the Packers.
That's solid.
Bang.
So mine is going to be the Lions, not for any type of bias, but I just really think they have the fan base right now. I can see possibly 3 teams from this division making it. The Packers, if they do what they did last year, they should be fine. The NFC is not good. They maybe have a couple of teams that are good, but the AFC is where a lot of this is. And then the Bears have a chance. I don't think the Vikings even have what it is right now. One of your wide receivers is dealing with a bunch of alcohol. 2, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. 3, it's just Justin Jefferson. And you have an aging Aaron Jones that's up there. But that's all I have for that. Closing it up, what you got?
Yo, shout out to your boy for
Shout out.
Making moves this summer and traveling a lot. I know you've been a big traveler over the years. So finally getting a taste of it. And we were in Jamaica for a week.
Dog, this man going 2 different places in the span of 2 weeks.
Yes, 3 actually. Thank you very much. We went to Jamaica for a week. That was with the kids, and then we were going to Punta Cana on the 14th without the kids.
That's good.
That's my sister-in-law's 30th birthday celebration. So the homies we got a good little squad.
You do.
Definitely gonna take advantage of this for sure. We haven't done my wife and I haven't done anything without the kids in 7 years. So we both taken our trips and had our weekends away or trips away, whatever, but nothing together. So that would be dope. And then, like I said, 2 weeks after that, be in Morgantown for the Penn State West Virginia game. Oh, yeah. By the way, over the next 3 weeks until the season starts, I'll be doing a few quick slant episodes a week.
Shit.
One recorded. I need you to send me the login for Anchor so I can post that because I looked for it, and of course your boy doesn't have it anymore. So there's that, and then this is the first full week of Penn State's fall camp. Started last week with this first full week of practice. So I'm going to talk to Jay Hill on Monday of next week, get some insider info, see what's been going on, what he thinks, get some updates on shit, and then do another one, and then just do the standard season preview ones, and before you know it, it'll be fall, college football. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
So I'm excited to end up hearing about that one. Punta Cana Punta is one of my favorite places. For anyone that understands Spanish, you know exactly what I said. But that's a good place. I'm happy that you are traveling, because that's always been something that I enjoy trying to take advantage of. So I'm going to be living through saving with that. I have 2 quick things I'm going to bring up. One, today I forgot where I work, and I'm saying everything in code because some people at my job are starting to try and catch on to what I do with this podcast. So I'm not going to say anything with that. But where I work threw me off today. I saw someone come into the office. They left the office, came back into the office with an AR-15 in their hand. And I was like, shit, I forgot where I do work. You can do this type of stuff.
Bro, I'm sure your heart just fucking dropped. I would have started to cry.
Steven, and they were, so that's what threw me off.
Oh, you're good then.
So I was like, hold up, what the hell? So that's the first thing that happened. The second thing is, so in November, I'm going to New Orleans because they asked me to help like pull up the flag for the New Orleans Saints against Atlanta Falcons game. So I'll be down there for that. And New Orleans is not one of those places I care to go, but if you're going to invite me to end up helping out with something like that, I'll go. You know what? I'm hoping that I can go see a Pelicans game. So pull off both games in like the same weekend. So we'll kind of see what that. Other than that, we can finally get into the fantasy football side of things and breaking down positional standings. So when Steven is not here, I'll break it down from a fantasy football perspective. And when Steven is here, we'll break it down from actual looking at on the football field, kind of analyzing who we think is going to have 1,000+ receiving season, who's going to have like 1,000+ rushing season. Of course, looking at like the 4,000 yards of quarterbacks, so passing. And we'll break all of that side of it down, get into college football side of things because I have another year under my belt, so we can start talking about it from that perspective. This is the year when we start to open up even more with the playoffs. Yes, so that's another big thing that we'll talk about. But till next time, we out.
Peace.